This is a presentation of RVT Entertainment.
What's your name, ma'am?
Stacy.
Oh, Stacy. What do you do for a living, Stacy?
I work for a Christian publishing company.
If there's one thing I can't stand.
Listen up, slap nuts.
Sit down, dummy, I'm talking.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Oh, Randy!
He's fat!
You f***ing numpty!
Will you laugh at that face? Shut your mouth.
The cream of the crop! Nobody does it better.
This is a little different. Half an hour spent on a new intro, on a solo show intro, and Winamp does not play it. Anyway, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestle-Cast, presented by RVT Entertainment on the BrokenInfant.com, Fundamed.com, iTunes, and wherever else we find this fine audio recording, and live on RVT Entertainment's official Twitch.tv channel. Talk about professional wrestling, both in the mainstream and the independent scene. My name is Matty Jay, and TWK is not here. He is in Michigan taking care of family business. I do salute him. And for those who are longtime followers of me, I usually play this when I would play this on Mondays if I still do the Monday Night Matty thing, which I have not done since the third week of January. Yeah, that's because I'm doing this solo show this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Decided to keep it simple. T-Dub's not here, and I forgot / omitted the idea of doing a co-host thing. I felt like doing another solo show, and this seems to be the kind of week to do so. And for those wondering, T-Dub is fine. Like I said, it's family business in Michigan. He actually did send in an email this particular week, so I'll be of course reading that. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm flying solo this evening. I felt like doing it again. The first time I did it went well. It may be a short show. There's not much to talk about. There's no big pay-per-view thing. There's no, shall we say, thing that to keep me from doing a longer show. But considering last week's show, the massive 3-hour show, I think it's a nice way to calm down, cool off a little bit. I mean, for us, it's nice to cool off. For WWE, maybe not so much. We'll get to that. We got some news. We got stuff and things. We have the Superstar Shakeup, which will be the bulk of the headlines, so to speak. And you got your winners and losers. You got my winners and losers at the very least. T-Double probably has sent him his own as well. And some follow-ups. I guess he said, I didn't think it was going to do a follow-up, but what the heck. Also, Riniko is happy to be in the chat. Hi, Riniko. We notice you. Senpai notices you. Also, all by myself. Yeah, I know. It's the one Celine Dion reference I will ever make. That song. Enough about that. Hopefully, you folks are having a very decent Good Friday. I know I did. I had the day off, which obviously threw me off my game a little bit. I'll admit that right off the bat. I forgot to change up the thing at the description where it says the Wrestle-Cast. At the beginning of the stream, it said the title was Beast Morphers. Whoops. But that's been changed, so if you folks are coming in already, and the Twitch chat. Never mind if you're watching this on YouTube. Yeah, never mind. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it. I got stuff and or things to talk about. And begins with a clip of the week, which is a backstage interview of pretty much the big headline for Monday Night Raw. The big thing. The guy they picked, the trade, shall we say. Ladies and gentlemen, not Dashabot, not anymore anyway, talking to one person who happens to be phenomenal.
AJ Styles, huge acquisition for the Monday Night Raw roster. How important was it for you to make a statement here tonight?
It's Raw. You know when the last time I was on Raw? Heck, I don't remember. That's how long ago it was. And now, Raw's gonna be home for a while. Start stacking those bricks, building up those walls, because I'm gonna make this my house too. It's gonna be too sweet. You know what I'm doing.
I don't know if you noticed that this is from the YouTube channel, obviously. And of course, WWE.com. Another clip. Actually, I'm going to play that back real quick. Let me get that back here.
You know what I'm doing. It's gonna be too, because I'm gonna make this my house too. It's gonna be too.
That's Dean Ambrose's theme song. Of course, he's done all his television appearances. He's not making any more television appearances, but his contract ends at the end of the month. And they're in Montreal, so that's a thing. Dark main event still happened. I guess he was advertised. Montreal was bloodthirsty for stuff and things, and CM Punk chants. By the way, Montreal, you're disappointing me a little bit. But then again, you had a disappointing Raw. And Shane was being, Shane. Anyway. But yeah, AJ Styles on the Monday Night Raw program. Part of the Superstar Shakeup. It's a draft, Vince. But who cares? Here's what the roundup looks like. Everyone that's been officially announced by WWE. For Raw, of course, AJ Styles. The Miz, who beat the crap out of Shane McMahon one more time. Ricochet, Aleister Black, Eric and Ivar. Don't know who the fuck these two are. Andrade, Ziyad, Zelina Vega. Rey Mysterio, Jimmy, the Usos, Naomi, EC3, Lacey Evans, Eric Young. We'll get to him, poor guy. And Cedric Alexander. Now, Eric and Ivar don't seem familiar to you. That's because, how about Hanson and Rowe? Viking experience? Really? Vince? War Raiders. I understand War Machine, you don't want to go, fair enough. War Raiders was a good name. Now, the Viking Raiders would have been a better idea. Or the Viking not bullshit. Two legitimate talents. And they are on crutches from minute one because you don't like the word war because it's antiquated and barbaric and fuck you, they're Vikings. They raid, they do war, they do stuff, they fight shit. You idiot. Fucking Vinny. Viking experience. What kind of fucking name did you bring up last minute? Oh. That makes a whole lot of sense now, doesn't it? Last minute, yeah. Vince didn't like the name. War Raiders. God damn it. Last minute. What's the name? They're Vikings and they're expensive. Viking experience. Fine. Book that shit. Wow. Not even 5 minutes in the goddamn main roster company. And they are fucked. I feel bad for those two guys. I really do. Velveteen Dream, stay in NXT. You're fucked. The minute you touch Raw and or SmackDown, you're doomed. 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 On the SmackDown side, let's see. From they picked up the heavy machinery, Otis and Tucker, Mickie James, Apollo Crews, Chad Gable, Liv Morgan. So that splits up the much maligned. What was the name again? Riot Squad. That's what it was. Sorry, they were jobbers, folks. Buddy Murphy, who's moving up from 205. Lars Sullivan. Makes sense. Kairi Sane, Ember Moon, Bayley, Elias, the Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor, and Roman Reigns. Couple of notes. U.S. Champion Samoa Joe was supposed to be on Raw, but he got sick. Got a little bit of the flu. Bit of a cold. He did show up in venue, but they said, no. Go to fuck home. We got this. They don't got this. For the record, I don't think they got this, but what the heck? Also, Bayley, so Sasha and Bayley, Splitsville. And then you wonder why. And then you wonder, do you ever wonder why they decided? Actually, the question I was thinking of is why, and you wonder why Sasha wants to quit again. Kairi Sane, big call up for the SmackDown brand. Good call. Also pairing her up with Asuka, who's been doing nothing last year. Another decent call. I mean, it's been up and down, going after the women's tag belts. Okie dokie. Also, Kairi Sane's on main roster, so she better have that pirate ship entrance. That's all I'm going to say there. Lars Sullivan on SmackDown, it makes sense. Braun Strowman is obviously staying on Raw. I believe the feud was set up between him and Joe last week, so the U.S. title would obviously be a thing. Buddy Murphy, what else is he going to do? He just dropped the Cruiserweight title on Mania. It only makes sense to move him up, but he's going to be he's thankfully in the right spot to at least do something. Liv Morgan, Mickie James, Ember Moon, Bayley, they have strengthened. Here's how I see it, because we've talked about it a lot on Tuesday and on Wednesday and a little bit on Thursday. On the recap, though we were not supposed to, but we only went an hour there too. And we have Bayley, Ember Moon, Kairi Sane, Liv Morgan, and Mickie James. If I click over to the thing, let's see, to the women. That adds in Asuka, Becky Lynch, who has both, Carmella, Charlotte Flair, Kairi, Lana, Mandy Rose, Mickie James, let's see, Peyton Royce, Sonya Deville. I'm looking at all these names. They have strengthened their women's division. Now, it depends on where they want to put Becky Lynch post Becky Two Belts era. But in the meanwhile, it looks like their women's division is looking very good. They obviously put Roman Reigns on SmackDown for the obvious Fox Sports Net gimmick that's going to happen in October. Smart move once again. May as well get it out of the way now and build up the big dog on the blue brand. And AJ Styles will be a good fit on Raw anyways. He's done all he could do on the SmackDown brand. May as well put him on the Raw brand. There are some good matches. And for the Raw side, they're kind of building up the tag division from what I've like. That's my impression anyway. SmackDown's tag division is a little boned, a little weak, but with Otis and Tucker and all that stuff, I could say the Hardys will hold the belts down for them, and there's a couple of things to do around there, so there's good. Lars Sullivan again, Cedric Alexander again, same thing with Buddy Murphy. May as well put him in somewhere. Rey Mysterio makes sense once he heals up. Yeah. Andrade, again, not much to do on the SmackDown brand, but he's got some more time. He's a good heel and has a good heel heater in Zelina Vega. Again, not bad choices. Not bad choices at all. And the new Coke of the women's division, Lacey Evans, the new Charlotte Flair, I guess, as Becky would put it, has a good moonsault, and is actually has fared better in her Raw debut than her actual Royal Rumble debut. So that's not a bad thing. Of course, the idea of AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins comes in mind for in an eventuality. That is a nice thing. We have don't know who else might be in there, but Samoa Joe versus Styles. It's been played up, but on the Raw brand with a little bit more time and creative flair, I guess you could say, it could work. It's early. It's early days, and if they haven't announced Samoa Joe yet, but Samoa Joe will pop up eventually, and it will be fine. A few people in the IR, in the injured reserve list, are in there as well. It makes things interesting. Don't know what will be the result of these, but obviously the women's division on SmackDown is looking a lot nicer at the cost of AJ Styles, but we'll see what happens. Bit of sad news. You may have noticed, Rowan's in there. Wyatt's coming back eventually. If you don't know what that box and the buzzard in the box is, it's a buzzard in a box. Buzzard in a box, girl. Yeah, that's Bray Wyatt. That is Bray Wyatt. But what is the creepy? It's Bray Wyatt. But it's a thing. It's Bray Wyatt. Buzzard in a Hawaiian shirt. That's Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt. May notice Luke Harper is conspicuous in his main roster absence since he was back. Since he's technically been cleared since February. He's been doing the Access shows. He was on last week's Worlds Collide, which had a great match between himself and Donovan Dijak. Dijakovic. What the hell kind of name? It's Dijak. Keep it simple. Anyway, Luke Harper is, I don't want to say pissed, but definitely thinking of moving on. He posted something to the effect of the "Screw you guys, I'm going elsewhere" tweet on Twitter. A quote: "As of this evening, I've requested a release from WWE. The past 6 years have been simply amazing. I'll try again. The past 6 years have been a simply amazing journey around the world and back with lifelong friends and family. I'm proud of it all and proud to say I've shared the ring with my coworkers. This decision, as difficult as it was, feels right for myself and WWE. My goal in the future is to continue to grow as a performer and a person to continue to make my family proud. Thank you from top to the bottom of WWE. Thank you to the fans for your undying support. Thank you, everyone." And this was from his official account. Sad. It's very sad. But that was his Instagram, excuse me. That is a thing that happens. I do feel bad. I really do. But it makes sense. He hasn't been on TV in a while. The Bludgeon Brothers gimmick is obviously dead thanks to Rowan hanging out with Daniel Bryan. Though the Bludgeon Brothers being Daniel Bryan's heavies, would it make sense if Daniel Bryan wasn't injured right now? They don't know what the injury is because, whoops. But there it is. Of course, Sasha Banks tried to quit over WrestleMania weekend. It's the big news last few weeks. She's allegedly taking some time off, a few weeks off, at the behest of WWE to try to cool her down. Methinks ladies and gentlemen, methinks, I may be wrong on this, methinks they might turn her heel when she comes back. She is still part of the Raw brand. And Becky Two Belts looks like she needs some more opposition, except for outside of Lacey Evans. So it would only make sense for Sasha versus Becky eventually. Ooh, maybe SummerSlam. Dear Vince, Sasha versus Becky, SummerSlam. Either belt, thank you, please. Thank you, please. Thank you, please. It'd be much appreciated. Tell you that much. I'd like to see it live. Then again, I'd like to see most of things live. But that's just me. That is just me. Of course, Alexander Wolf did kind of the same thing. I don't have the full statement here. The big reason? Eric Young. Flying solo. No more Sanity. Sanity is split up. And if you're wondering why you're not as sad about it as you should be, that's normal. Because Sanity never made it on fucking TV for more than for a hot cup of coffee at a time. Actually, Eric Young did post a statement. Quote, I've never been one of the chosen. My path has never been easy. History will show you I always end up on top. I have done it all and will do whatever I want when I want. Time to show the world again. Hashtag World Class Maniac. Maybe it's time to bring back the World Elite. Don't worry, folks. I got this. Ow. But Eric Young, solo on Raw. Where's Big Damo? More than likely, but get head out to the NXT UK. And Alexander Wolf saying, "Nope, I'm gonna nope out. Gotta get the heck out." Which is sad. Sanity was actually decent. I mean, theme song aside, a pretty decent faction. So it is indeed a little sad to see that go the wayside. But Nikki Cross is still around. Nikki Cross is still around. Big news out of AEW, though. And I must admit, it's nice to see people and stuff and things happen. Obviously, the TV deal, it happened on Monday. I get on Monday, Tuesday. We were talking about this last week, and of course, more. There were people were saying from the Tony Maglio. I don't care if I fuck up the name. He's from TheWrap.com. He would say All Elite Wrestling's TV deal would be likely to be something the promotion would have to pay, and would only be 1 hour in length. Bullshit. I think most people were calling bullshit on that. Dave Meltzer, he said, quote, 1 hour is false. Time buy is false. This is the exact opposite. Look at the sports rights, Bellator, Matchroom, UFC on ESPN. People are offering tons of money for both weekly live programming and also to get their streaming services starting. That's the reason this thing is starting this year. One of the reasons the deal hasn't been signed yet is because of multiple bidders. And that's from Healed by Nature as well, unquote. Yeah, the time buy thing, I mean, if it is a time buy, blow the money. Tell them, hey, we're not fucking around. But it only makes sense. I mean, it's a sports. Professional wrestling is a sport franchise-like situation. Money will be spent. Money shall be spent. Speaking of, Ric Flair, he talked about AEW. Said, hey, cool beans. Cool beans. Quote, I'm old school. So I think anytime there is an opportunity for guys to work who are qualified and have trained properly in a position to be somewhat successful in their attempt to work for either company, I'm all about that. I think that's great. I don't think AEW should focus on competition with WWE as much as just developing their own product. Their success will come from that. The word competition is great. People love that part of the time of the world, But this will be the first time someone with that kind of money that Jacksonville Jaguars co-owner Tony Khan brings. You know who Tony Khan is? Tony Khan is a sophisticated, intelligent, well-bred nature boy with Ric Flair with money. Tony Khan is a limousine riding, jet flying, kiss steal, and bringing the hottest chick to every party that I go with him, son of a gun. Let me add the woo! Now that he has the joint over in England as co-owner of Premier League team Fulham FC, I'm sure that he kissed girls all over the world and made them cry. Woo. If I had Tony's bankroll in the 80s, who knows where may have been. Probably still recovering from that third binge. But that's a thing. So the Ric Flair is okay with AEW. Of course, the full interview is on CBSSports.com. I'm going through my stories quicker than I thought I would. Another thought comes to mind. But I want to keep it for another time, if you will. We have a follow-up. There's not enough to trigger the segment again. Though, of course, last week I did the What the Wrestling Fuck Is Wrong With You gimmick. And this week, this week was one of those situations where, we have follow-up. You remember that kid who got arrested and kicked the fuck out of high school for trying to RKO his high school principal? Yeah, fucker did it again. Same kid too. The person double checked it. I'm not going to say the name because he's an idiot and does not deserve the attention again. But the kid who was recently arrested for attempting to RKO his high school principal, fucking idiot. Yeah, arrested again. Yeah, he what he did. There's the thing is on Instagram. He literally he jumped the rail at a zoo type display thing, knocked over a plastic alligator, put him in the pond. He jumped in the pond, took his shirt off, and RKO'd the thing, pinned the thing. So obviously he had to pay $3,500 for twice in 2 weeks. Hey, kid? While I appreciate your love of professional wrestling, dude, this is one of those. Don't do it again. Please don't. Fucking idiot. Oh, this is rich. There's a quote. Quote, you gotta find something else to do. I mean, really. Miami-Dade Circuit Court Judge Renatha Francis said, you're just going to keep coming back here and keep being a media sensation for all of the wrong reasons. And at that moment, that kid went, media sensation. I'm going to RKO the judge. You watch. Next week, there's going to be video of him trying to RKO a cop. And another video of him getting tasered by said cop. Who's obviously going to, who, despite being a kid, he's probably going to go, bet you're not going to do that again now, are you? I might RKO the I'm not going to repeat the kid's name because that kid's a fucking idiot. I'm not hitting the music because I'm not going to dignify it. By the way, Enzo and Cass are back in the fucking news. But this is somewhat good news. Dave Meltzer, that guy, he's reporting that Enzo and Cass either did not show up or weren't booked for Ring of Honor's TV tapings. They weren't at any shows. They haven't been announced for anything going forward. Apparently, it is all but confirmed that the stunt they pulled at Madison Square Garden was indeed work. Bully, I respect you. I like you. I really do. But that may have been a slight lapse of judgment. Just don't do that again. Apparently, key people in the company were very upset. They were upset with the debut segment. They did not have any plans to bring it back. And they're also very quote. Of course, Meltzer said, "quote There are many different people with different viewpoints involved and creative, and things are uncertain." So basically, Enzo Cass as of right now, no go. I mean, I'll say it again about Cass. It's a good idea to book Cass. He needs the seasoning, and Ring of Honor is probably one of the best places to get that seasoning. Plus, you know, he's in the same room as Minoru Suzuki, and I'm going to say with a little bit of extra time in there, a match between him and Minoru Suzuki, if for only the catharsis of Minoru Suzuki beating up a former WWE superstar again, is quite satisfying. But I will say it, Cass, yes. Enzo, fuck no. You know, AEW sold out, are selling tickets for their next show. They have their show, Double or Nothing, in May. They got another one in July, 13th, as a matter of fact, Fight for the Fallen. It's not an immediate sellout. It's a smaller 5,500 seat venue, but they've sold a lot of them, and it's expected to be a sellout. Plenty of good seats still available. But Fight for the Fallen, July 13th. They got Fighter Fest that's going to be available. That's going to be soon enough. July 13th, isn't it? One wonders. Should I or should I not? I shouldn't, because I'm already doing Ring of Honor and, of course, SummerSlam weekend. I believe I all but helped reserved my little accommodation for the event. Though I must admit that the event, the place, while nice, is literally a 30-minute drive from the Scotiabank Arena, which is, well, the former Air Canada Centre. Oh, yeah. But I must admit, if I had a little bit more money, a little bit more cashola, I'd be thinking about it. I would. I honestly would. I don't know if I would or would not, but I would definitely would. Finally, WWE. Let's get some good news. People moving up to the Fed, or at least the NXT portion of the Fed. So they obviously announced Kushida, who's making his NXT television debut next week. But they announced alongside with him and two more guys. Shane Strickland, Shane Strickland, you might have heard of him. And Humberto Garza Jr. So, yeah, Kushida, he's a New Japan Pro Wrestling. So that's huge. Shane Strickland, kill shot from Lucha Underground. Cool dude. Garza Jr. is the one guy I have not watched too much of him. But the guy is a big star in Mexico for all of the obvious reasons. So it only makes sense. It only makes sense. Swerve and Kushida in NXT. Man, oh man, that, oh god. Kushida versus Velveteen Dream, please. If you can't get that, Velveteen Dream versus Shane Strickland. Please. Pretty please. Hell. Kushida versus Matt Riddle, please. Yeah. Yes, some of you are going, ooh, yeah. Matt Riddle versus Shane Strickland. Yeah, I think that happened before, but not on. I have not watched it. If it has happened, I have not seen it, but it must have happened. It definitely must have happened. See, I'm more matches put in my head now. Kushida versus Matt Riddle, Kushida versus Velveteen Dream, Kushida versus Johnny Gargano. I'm fantasy booking the shit out of this, and I am not complaining. And Zachary 79 in the chat. Shane could be an NXT champ. North American for sure. I don't know if they'll put the top belt on him, but I will not disagree with that. It's hard to disagree with that. Very difficult indeed. Of course, Garza is in there, and he's up. Yes, please. Keep thinking of Kushida matches. For the love of God, don't put him in the ring with Walter. Or Pete Dunne. Though Pete Dunne would be cool. Anyway. Those are my thoughts on stuff and things anyway. And I successfully killed half an hour. And I have an email to read. So we may as well get to that. And of course, since we'll have a little extra time, if you folks are interested, all of you in there, hello. You can type in any questions. I could do a quick Q&A. I may as well. Meanwhile, while the questions are loading, just at me, at Matty Jay 316 in the chat so I see your question, of course. That being said, it's time for your emails and comments of the week. You can send them at the Wrestle-Cast at gmail.com. And no French otaku, but TWK did indeed send a little something for everybody for me to read to you. While he may be flying, maybe indisposed this particular week, he is indeed still around. He says, "Hello, T-Dub in Michigan here, telling you that cleaning out a basement sucks." let me do it for you. Sucks. As far as the Wrestle Graps go, a lull ROH, SmackDown rules, and a fond farewell to the careers of Kid Lycos, and someone who I have unironically call our legend, Amazing Red. Yeah, he actually had to retire, I believe, during WrestleMania weekend. Probably, I believe it's a cumulative amount of injuries and just old. It sucks. And he definitely deserved a WWE run, but unfortunately that did not come in time, sadly. That's okay, Rico. I do see your Q&A. Losers, Ring of Honor, WB's booking of Sanity. I'm not going to disagree there. Thanks, Renico. Of course, and I believe this was written in anticipation of me having a co-host this week with Shin Tiger Curl. Whoops. But Shin Tiger Curls. Okay. So losers, Ring of Honor, WB's booking of Sanity, and Shin Tiger Curls taste in burgers. Winners, Amazing Red, Roman Reigns. Wow. JJ Blake for shoot calling Whataburger a trash. And my sister for listening to Between the Ropes during our 12-hour drive and enjoying it. The thumb is up. The thumb is up. Have a good one. Have a safe one. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye. That's the one email, so I go to our chat room for some questions and some stuff and things. Renico, what letter grade would you give the shakeup and NXT signings? NXT signings, definitely a straight A. The shakeups, I would give SmackDown a B. Raw gets, I believe, a B minus. A lot of it is just trading off stars and recognizability. Of obviously Roman Reigns is on the SmackDown brand in anticipation for the Raw for the Blue brand to make its debut on Fox, but they need a big one, and AJ Styles is a big one, so it is what it is. But the call of the signings, I would say, is a solid A for effort, obviously, especially with Kushida and Shane Strickland. A lot of people are going to look at Kushida and maybe Garza Jr. You should be looking at Shane Strickland as well. He good. He real good. Favorite NXT, Zachary, favorite NXT theme. I like Johnny Gargano's, that's for sure. Samoa Joe's theme song is technically an NXT song first. Bom, bom, bom. Bom, bom. Bom, bom, bom. Bom, bom. Kevin Owens was an NXT theme. I liked, currently, though, Velveteen Dream fits the character so well. Die Hard Gamer, what are your thoughts on Sasha Banks wanting to leave WWE? Unsurprising. Of course, I spoke about her taking some time off, but you find out a lot of it. Of course, take a grain of salt, but a lot of the rumor has it that they were told they were getting a lengthy run and they were supposed to retain the tag titles at WrestleMania up until day of, when they found out, nope, we're putting it on the Iconics, which, in fairness, that's more of an established tag team than anything else. So it kind of makes sense, though that's a hell of an overreaction, one must say, admittedly. Will she actually do it? No. I mean, she's got to run on, she's got at least one or two runs before they tell her, okay, fuck off. Though I've heard that the reason why they have to put Alexa and Sasha on different brands because that meme between Maggie and the unibrow baby from The Simpsons, they do not like each other at all. Like, at all. Like, they don't. Like, Nopington the Third. Best WWE heel turn all time, Zachary 78. Who? That is a very good question. I would go. That's a good question, actually. Keep sending the questions, by the way. They're awesome. Best WWE, if it like heel turn, we need to qualify that because that's a tough one. Of course, I have a bias. I must say Triple H after he pedigreed Shawn Michaels in 2002 when they quote unquote reunited DX. That'd be my favorite, but best. Gotta say Edge. The build-up that made him the rated R superstar. Of course, the original thing was he's getting screwed over. He's being screwed over time and time again. And his mind keeps like, I should be world champion. I should be world champion. He wins Money in the Bank. I should be world champion. I should be world champion. He fucks Lita. Uber heel heat now. And, of course, heel turn confirmed. It was very slew. That would be my favorite. Those are my favorite anyway. Die Hard Gamer. What are some of your favorite ECW matches? I was never really an ECW fan at the time. I came into wrestling in 2000, 2001, so I can't necessarily keep it from... This is coming from someone who has watched those matches post-mortem, if you will, or post-humus. I'm going to go with post-mortem. I'm wrong, but what it is. It is what it is. But overall, Taz versus Bam Bam Bigelow, Heatwave 98. Heck, Heatwave 98 as a whole for ECW. I mean, it's obviously the generic one. It's regarded as one of ECW's, if not ECW's best pay-per-view put together. I don't know. It's one that comes to mind. It's not my favorite necessarily, but if I qualify, Heatwave 98, Taz versus Bam Bam. There you go. Fought. Okay, time for Tuffy Says Renico. Best Cena rap. Ooh. There's one from Raw. I think it was 2005, 2006. And Cena was talking about his challengers for the Elimination Chamber. I believe it was New Year's Revolution. And he pretty much roasted everyone in the ring. I believe it was Carlito, Big Show, Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels, Edge. Of course, Lita was there. Of course, Cena's favorite thing at the time was talking about Lita being well, the word he used is slut, so there's a few. There's a few from his feud with Edge, actually, that are from 05, 06 for excellent, battle rap. Maybe not battle raps, but the Cena's promos back then were good. And then it became generic, and he became not so good. But when he's unscripted and he gets to be battle rap Cena, he's good. It's really good. Zachary responded, "Am I saying my Mark Henry on Cena?" Oh, the retirement the retirement swerve, Zachary. That's a good one. Regarding the heel turn question, they said that's not a bad one at all. I mean, it's Henry very emotionally saying he's done. He's putting his boots there. That makes sense. Die Hard Gamer. Oh, don't make me choose. Yes. What are some of your favorite Triple H feuds? Well, my favorite is him versus Shawn Michaels. The one that ended in that epic Hell in a Cell match. But there was the Last Man Standing match at Royal Rumble 2004. There is, let's see, a few other matches here and there. The beginning of things of it from the Elimination Chamber, their first match together. SummerSlam 2002, for example. That was one of the best long-term feuds. Triple H versus Mick Foley, both Mankind and Cactus Jack from 2000. Him versus Steve Austin comes to mind, but my two favorite feuds, him versus Shawn Michaels and him versus Mick Foley. I forgot for some reason. I don't know, but Michaels and Triple H, I mean, best friends make great enemies. I mean, the old adage, you hit harder on your best friend because you know they're going to hit right back in forgiveness and receipt. These two were best friends. Why? They bloodied each other up so hard. Now let's do one more before we wrap things up and get to the thing. We might do a couple more when we come back from commercial. Actually, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pause and I'll answer a few more questions. Let's load up a few questions while we do that. Those are your emails and comments of the week. You can send them at the Wrestle-Cast@gmail.com. Let's keep the Q&A going. I shall return with more answers for you, for more A's for your Q's when we come back.
And now a word from our sponsors.
If the Nature Boy Ric Flair worked for Southpaw Regional Wrestling, but he doesn't because they can't afford him. He'd tell you to go to KFC near the high school for the new woo crispy, woo tangy, woo honey mustard barbecue flavor of Georgia Gold chicken. Woo! No, seriously, this is not Ric Flair.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
The recent success of WWE superstar Kevin Owens has led to a wave of support from his fans, while his former boss, Jim Cornette, has been universally derided for his previous comments about Owens' potential as a draw in professional wrestling. But Cornette's miscues don't stop there. Now Time Life is bringing all of the Louisville Sluggers' gaffes and goofs straight to you with a Jim Cornette Gets It Wrong box set. Rejoice as all of Jim Cornette's incorrect predictions about wrestling are gathered into one collection of CDs for your listening pleasure. It's not just Kevin Owens and the Young Bucks. Listen to what he has to say about some of the all-time legends.
Steve Austin's never going to draw a dime by flipping people the bird. The best thing The Undertaker can do for his career right now is to completely retcon his dead man character and become a tobacco-chewing biker. A football league owned and operated by Vince McMahon, those guys are going to get ratings like no one's ever seen.
Everyone knows the real experts in wrestling are the fans, not someone with decades of experience. Besides, experts can never be wrong. Regale in Cornette's hilarious screw-ups.
I've booked all over the country, and if there's one thing I know that hardcore wrestling fans do not want, it's stupid, flippy bullshit. John Cena will go down as one of the most universally beloved wrestlers of all time, provided he never, ever loses. TNA is a viable wrestling organization with a bright future ahead of it.
They're all here, from Triple H to Samoa Joe, from WWE to Ring of Honor, and everything in between. Listen in awe to an industry mainstay who hardcore wrestling fans call out of touch, stuck in the past, and fat. A man whose only crime is calling out a small sample of internet darlings for being unprofessional assholes stuck in an indie wrestling mentality.
You tell one guy to get in shape, all of a sudden you're a pariah.
And if you call right now, you'll get a bonus disc. Jim Cornette Gets It Wrong, U.S. History Edition.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt's the kind of president who's only going to serve one term his entire career.
It can all be yours now for just 3 easy payments of $29.99. To order, call 1-800-492-6279. That's 1-800-IWC-MARKS.
Thank you, fuck you, bye. My CD, that is.
This is WMOB Mobile, 12 on your channel dial and 12 in the TV ratings.
Chip! Gotta have beef, gotta have spice, need a little excitement. Snap it to a Slim Jim. Oh yeah!
Don't bring me down. Okay, I'll stop singing. We're back on the Wrestle-Cast. Or I should say, I'm back on the Wrestle-Cast. RVT Entertainment Production on the BrokenInfo.com, Podomatic.com, podcasting places, and wherever else you can find it. I am live on Twitch.tv/RVT Entertainment. Flying solo. So if we have a short show, though it doesn't look like it will be too short of a show, we have a few more minutes to kill before that. I at least want to do at least a 1-hour show. Though it doesn't look like it will be that, I'll come very close, and I'm happy with that. Anyway, to continue, I don't have a third segment. I just honestly thought I would have more emails, but we do have more cues, so let me give you some A's. Die Hard Gamer, what are your favorite WWE hardcore matches? 2 categories come to mind. The true hardcore matches, and then the hardcore title matches. As for the true hardcore matches, one comes to mind, the match between Edge and Mick Foley in WrestleMania 22, Mick Foley versus Randy Orton, just because you don't expect that kind of violence in modern WWE, and this technically was modern WWE at the time. Of course, the hardcore title matches, anything with Crash Holly or Christian, Maven. Not gonna lie, I do have for those who don't know, I have a Muggo cosplay with all sorts of costumes I want to do. One of them is Mighty Molly. or a gender bend version of it. No, I'm not kidding. I want to pull that off one day. One day. But yeah, anything with Crash Holly, any comedy spots, anything that's memorable anyway. Riniko, favorite all-time women wrestler. Too many to name. Alundra Blaze comes to mind. Trish Stratus. Sasha Banks, ironically enough. Don't necessarily have like a one favorite, but those are three that I'd like to watch a lot. Lita as well. Molly Holly, of course. I just brought her up. Zachary, do you think... Zachary279, by the way. Do you think NXT will get their own show on Fox Sports 1 or stay on to sell the network? Yes. Stay on the network for the international audience because you're not going to... But if the deal with SmackDown works well, they might that show might be NXT. May not be. It could be main event. Could be a different show. I'm going to say yes. Just yes. Ooh, best promo in the last 10 years. The CM Punk pipe bomb. Because that's within that limit. That pipe bomb brought WWE back, and WWE went, no, not fun. Take it away. Take it away. That's fun. Take it away. WWWE best promo best promo in the last 10 years. WWE, that pipe bomb comes to mind. Kevin Steen when he was doing that rampage on that by the way, happy anniversary, Davey, you jiu-jitsu jack off. Oh, hey, jiu-jitsu jack off, trending worldwide. Another one from Zachary. How long do you think people should stay in NXT until getting called up? There's no magic ingredient here. There's no magic number. It's as long as needed, especially with storylines. I don't think overstaying your welcome is like an indeterminate number. Let's put it that way. Honestly, couple years maybe. The longer the better, especially when we have matchups with Keith Lee in there. Good Lord. There's another one. Kushida versus Keith Lee. Yes, please. Die Hard Gamer, least favorite WB promo in the last 10 years. Let's see. The Moment of Bliss. Or Alexa Bliss doing Bayley, This Is Your Life. Yeah. Zachary, one title you would love to see return. I mean, the Cruiserweight title returned. A television title would be nice in the Fed, but there's already one in WWE or in Ring of Honor anyway. Honestly, there'd be too many belts for WWE. I don't see one coming back. I wouldn't, honestly. Another great promo that I keep thinking of, John Cena's burn down on Roman Reigns was pretty good too. And Roman had some good drops at that, though. Those are some solid promos. For Zachary 79. What NXT talent has WWE dropped the ball on the most? Hideo Itami. Kenta. Holy balls. That was mostly due to injury and, whoops. But you want to talk about lost potential? There's one right there. Neville comes to mind. EC3 right now, good Lord. They didn't even get a chance to try to build him up. And Vince said, he's got a body, put him in there. And he saw someone else with a body and lost interest with him, which sucks. Just, ugh. Die Hard. What are some of your favorite Stone Cold Steve Austin feud? Rock, Triple H, McMahon. Do I need to go anywhere else here? Is a feud against NWO, like the one that the build up to WrestleMania 18 was actually pretty decent as well. What? Hey, yo. What? His feud against Mick Foley was underrated as well, actually. Going back to that promo for that best promos in 10 years. There's many. There are many that come to mind. Many of them are Kevin Owens, obviously. Kevin Steen. Of course, the pipe bomb. Obviously, I brought that up earlier. Zachary, who would you put together to go after the women's tag titles? That's a tricky question. Obviously, Sane and Asuka were put together, and Kairi Sane needs some gold, so they're for her treasure chest. So there's that. The Iconics were probably the one answer I would have said. You need a good heel magnet. Speaking of heel magnet, a thought that I want to finish from earlier that I, forgot to finish earlier. I'm okay with a lure in Ring of Honor. I still get why there's a lot of heat, a lot of anger from it, but I'm like, you need that women's division needs someone like an all like everyone hates you heel faction. And their champion, as cool as she is, and she was a heel for a bit, and then she became a de facto babyface. Still pretty vanilla for Ring of Honor. So you need someone to be like that. You need something to conquer. And who else better than to stick with tits that are the brief, beautiful people? Though, I will say this right now. I just say stick with tits simply because it's their gimmick. And they're actually decent wrestlers in the ring. And Mandy Leon is good as well, of course. That's just a thought that comes to mind. All right, one more, folks. Then I got to read some winners and losers and get the heck out of here and play some more Cuphead. And for those keeping score, I have died about, 20 times now? I'm getting better at recognizing patterns for the Botanic Panic. The field, the carrot and the potato and the onion crying. I'm getting better. I'm dying a lot, but I'm getting better. And that is a good thing. I don't know if I'll get to the very end of the game, because I've seen some of the things you got to do. My motor skills are garbage. Hot garbage. But I am getting better. I want to be at least one or two bosses. I want to do that. All right, Die Hard Gamer, what are your favorite Becky Lynch matches? Oh, God. The four-way. The horsewomen four-way. Was it the horsewomen four-way? The one from NXT, I believe, was one of the early takeovers from Full Sail. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was Becky, Bayley, Charlotte, and maybe Sasha? Maybe Sasha, maybe Paige. I am not sure. But she was in that four-way. That was awesome. She didn't exactly have anything. I mean, obviously, the favorite matches. I mean, nothing that's truly memorable, sadly. I mean, it's not a knock against Becky. Don't get me wrong. I mean, my favorite feud of hers is her against Ronda and Charlotte. Especially on Twitter, she could. Oh my God, have you seen her tweets against Lacey Evans, or I'm sorry, New Charlotte? I prefer to call her Diet Charlotte, but but that's what it is. Also, hello, Evil Reverend, who just subscribed. Hey, 11 months for the almost a year. He says, yeah, bam, 11 months ongoing. So a big thank you very much for Evil Rodman for that. How you doing, by the way, pal? Going back to Becky Lynch, she hasn't had too much. She can destroy people, and she's great. She's become awesome on the mic. But then again, she was always good on the mic, to be fair. But the hot fire promos, the character she's developed as a man. Oh, forget about it. As far as matches, I hate to say it, none of them are really memorable. I mean, obviously, most of them happened in the last 2 years, and her run before becoming the man wasn't exactly the most memorable run, unfortunately. So I can't come up with a legit answer. I wish I could. I honestly wish I could. A woman of that talent, goddamn, she needs more good matches. But the one good, the triple threat, but that was a cheesed up ending. So that was kind of a bummer. Light duty work, work Eric while rehabbing the shoulder. Well, at least the rehab's working. Anyway, Evil Reverend, by the way, I was reading that comment, that email. No, not, in the chat, I should say. Sorry I'm late. I've been doing light duty at work while rehabbing this shoulder. That's good. At least you're back to work. That's something. Anyway. Shall we do the winners and losers, ladies and gentlemen? I think we shall. Unless another one pops up. Meanwhile, I might answer that one. But we will go on to losers. I didn't have too many. This is one of those nondescript weeks. Like, despite the fact that it was Superstar Shakeup. One of those. Probably could have taken a week off. More Cuphead, maybe? I'm playing more Cuphead anyway. By the way, for those wondering about, speaking of gaming, I tweeted about the $20 PlayStation Classic. That was actually legitimate. Unfortunately, I was not able to get to a store on time. Buses are a bitch, especially during the rain. Traffic slows to a crawl. So, waiting an extra long time for a bus in the rain with electronics, maybe not a good call. But it was $20. It did jump back up to $50, which is still a decent deal, but part of me started thinking, will I play it? Because, be honest, I barely play my NES or SNES Classics, so I do still bust them out every once in a while. I haven't been playing them too much, especially ever since I've gotten the Switch, which has gotten more of my attention. I mean, it's portable. Can you blame me? Still, $50 Canadian. That's around, what, $30 US? You do the math. Anyway, on to the losers. Obviously, Enzo and Kaz XL. Good Lord, I don't know. I don't know. Obviously, Ring of Honor said, or many key figures have said nope to them, so Enzo fucked another thing up for Big Cass, or Kaz. I was like, Enzo Matrix. I apologize for the two people who enjoy Enzo Matrix. Enzo Matrix. Ugh. Don't do that again, Matty. Don't do that again. And I'll have a Kaz XL pepperoni pizza from Domino's. That's a joke because Cass is from New York, and pizza is a thing. It's a good thing in New York. I'd like to apologize for all New Yorkers for insulting their pizza. I have tried New York pizza. It is quite delicious. I want more of it. Moving on. Luke Harper. I just feel bad. That's my boy. That's Brody Lee, man. Hopefully he'll present a better account for himself in the independent scene when he gets his eventual bye from the independent scene, from the WWE scene. But yeah. Winners, I don't have too many. I have SmackDown's women's division, which is looking very interesting now, especially with the tag division. And of course, Becky Lynch, because her takedowns on Lacey Evans, or as I like to call her, Diet Charlotte. Yes. Just yes. Anyway. I just checked my phone. Easy, of course, Easy Rider. You guys know who Easy Rider is. He just went, Joe Bob said, hashtag Google that fucker. That's a future button, he says. And he tagged myself in the shades. I will have to search that. Google that fucker. Anyway, future button behind the scenes at RVT Entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. We do it unprofessionally and professionally and somewhat professionally. Anyway, that's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I told you this might be a little bit of a short show. But T-Dub will be back next week, and hopefully we'll have a little bit more to talk about next week. Of course, if you want to follow me on Twitter, at MattyG316, you could give TWK a follow at TWK Official. Of course, our Patreon, our Patreon and financial gimmicks. If you want to support us, to TWK's Patreon, patreon.com/TWK Reviews. Of course, my tip jar, paypal.me/MattyJ316. Of course, you could go, there's a link for t-shirts as well at streamlabs.com/RVT Entertainment/merch. Buy the shirts! And the mug. There's a Wrestle-Cast mug. You should buy it. Hell, I should buy a mug now. I really should. I should get myself something. Eventually. But not now. Of course, I'm also on Instagram at MattyJ316. I do post pictures once in a blue moon. Though I haven't been up to a thing. I'm more on Instagram to look at the pretty pictures. Mostly pretty scenic things. Mostly beautiful cosplay. You have no idea. A lot of people are on Instagram with the cosplays. And it's beautiful. I must do my Blue Ninja Ranger. It shall be expensive. But oh, so worth it. That'll do it for me. That'll do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. Thank you very much for tuning in and all that, and listening to me ramble and rant for a little while anyway. TWK would say, work your gimmick and all that good stuff, but he's in Michigan, and he already said hi. But until then, my name is indeed Matty J, reminding you to help professional wrestling. Support your independent promotion as soon as possible. Also, another winner, Kevin Owens, for joining New Day and being Kevin Owens. That was awesome on Tuesday, bud. Looking forward to those hot fire promos as a heel again, though. Have a good one. Have a safe one. Happy Easter, by the way. I believe we're doing Joker riffs on Easter. I may be a little late because Easter dinner. Until then, have a good one. Have a safe one. We'll talk to you next time. Bye, everybody. Bye.
You got it. Come on, man. You got this, man.
Listen, it's a lot of pressure, okay?
I know.
Okay, here we go.
Come on.
Oh!
More from the loins.
Yeah.
Get the fire from down here.
Yeah. Come on,
loins. Feel it. Believe in it.
Oh! Kev, man, come on. You got to get
good,
man. No, from the plums, man.
Plums. I don't have plums.
Come on, you got plums.
Just right. You know you got
Show
plums.
me your plums.
All right. Show us your plums.
Stop yelling.
You got this.
Oh! Montreal! Don't you dare be sour! Clap for your world-famous 5-time champs! Your new WWE champion and the Big L! And feel the power!